Good night, America. Tonight's news by the numbers, your number is 0. Former Exelon chairman and CEO John Rowe has given a lot of money to the Republican Party over the years, nearly $1 million, including the legal maximum of $33,400 of the GOP's House campaign arm in the 2016 election cycle, but perhaps not for much longer. Rowe, a strong supporter of immigration reform, says he is growing frustrated with his party's refusal to act on the issue. Let's find out why Rowe is beginning to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to immigration reform. America, and I don't think that John Rowe is alone. I think there's a lot of Republicans saying to themselves, this immigration issue, this DACA issue, right? The fact that we have individuals who've come to this country and all they want to do is taste American freedom. And that is who we are. I got to tell you, I think there's this sort of this misconception of who we are as Americans. Remember America. America was a country that was founded, we were once a colony, but there were people here before we became a colony. Right? There were the native indigenous people who lived on this continent before. We came, we took their land, we brought over slaves. And then something unique happened. America became a land of opportunity. Ever since the Mayflower landed on Plymouth Rock, we have been a nation where immigration has always been our modus operandi, our MO. We believed in immigrants. We believed in the power that immigrants have to change this country for the better. Just look around you. Look at some of the smartest people in America. And remember that they have immigrant blood running through their veins. I'm talking about people like Albert Einstein. Right? I'm talking about people who came to this country, Nancy Pelosi, whose parents came to this country from Italy. Even Donald Trump, whether you like the president or not, his brilliance came from the fact that his family immigrated here from someplace else. Now, America, the folks who immigrated here don't seem to want to be as fair as they were, as America was to their family. All of a sudden, they want to lock down the borders, they want to build a wall, and they want to keep people out of pursuing the American dream. And that is problematic. And that's why folks like John Rowe and others who are Republican are saying to themselves, hold up a minute, stop the presses. This is not who we are as Americans. So in an interview with Politico, here's what Mr. Rowe had to say. Every member of the Illinois delegation knows that this is one of the most important issues facing them, and it determines how much money I will give them. This is the home state of Abraham Lincoln. We betray our entire heritage if we don't get this done. And the this that he's referring to, folks, is immigration reform. And I said this yesterday on the 5, and I'm going to say this again because I think it's true. Congress, the United States House, and the United States Senate for the past decade, well, I would say for the past 3 decades, has been MIA, missing in action when it comes to fixing America's broken immigration system. The immigration laws that we're currently operating under, folks, were written in the 1980s. And the 1980s have called, and they want their immigration laws back. And a lot has changed. I mean, let's put it this way. The last time we had real immigration laws in this country, I wasn't even born yet. And that's the laws we're living off of today. And Donald Trump wouldn't be able to sort of rise to his preeminence on this anti-immigrant message if Congress had done their part to fix it. And now more than ever, as the president's rhetoric on immigration continues to increase, and it gets so hot, it's hot as Hades, his rhetoric, right? If members of Congress don't act to try to get something done for the American people, it's about time that we fix our broken immigration system. Currently in the United States, you have 11 million undocumented people here. And these people aren't, not 99.9% of them aren't gangsters, they aren't rapists, they aren't drug dealers, and it disgusts me. It disgusts us here at the Fowler that we have to qualify those individuals who came to this country by saying they're not this, they're not this, they're not that, they're not the other. And the reason why we have to do that is because we have a president and we have a party that has slipped so far to the right, so far to the right that this rhetoric has been allowed to abound and continue. I was watching a story, and it's on Now This. It was about two Latino women in Montana who went to the store to buy eggs and milk, and they were stopped by Border Patrol, and they were asked for their paperwork. And the woman says to him, "Why are you asking me for my paperwork?" And this is what the Border Patrol officer said to her, and I quote, "You were speaking Spanish inside the store, and that was a trigger for me to ask for your paperwork." And then she responded, "When did it become illegal to speak Spanish?" He's like, "Well, people don't speak Spanish in our part of Montana." And you're like, what? But this is the America that we're currently living in, where that type of behavior, stopping somebody because they're speaking Spanish, is okay and it's justified. And we have got to do everything in our power to change it. And John Rowe and others are saying, this is bad for business.